Hi, in today's presentation we are going to talk about people-centered. People-centered is one of Sydney resilience strategy which is aiming to provide transportation, affordable housing, employment and education as well. One of the main barriers for successful implementation of Sydney's resilience strategies is the lack of employment opportunities. These difficulties lead to poorer overall life outcomes, low income, and poorer educational level. In another word, this is poverty, which is one of the global issues. Poverty does not strike all demographics equally. In USA, 12.9% women, 10.6% men, and 16.2% children living in poverty. Poverty rate for single-parent families with no wife is 12.7 and with no husband is 24.9%. Another country suffering from poverty is UK, as shown in this graph. Single with the children has the highest rate of poverty in UK at 24%, and also people with the children is approximately 12%. As an international student, when I came here, I thought Australia was the land of opportunities. But when I've done my research, I discovered Australia, like any other country, has its own issues. A study done in 2020 shows that 3 million people in Australia, including three-quarters of a million children, are living in poverty. One of Australia's Sustainable Development Goals is no poverty, although Australia ranks as as the 16th highest poverty rate out of 34 wealthiest countries in OECD, which is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Sydney has the highest poverty rate of any capital city in Australia, more than 181,000 children in New South Wales, or 1 out of 7 live in poverty. The highest concentration of poverty in the state are in the mid and far north coasts, northern New South Wales, northwestern New South Wales, and parts of the central west. As you see here, Lakemba and Mount Lewis has 26.8%. My recommendation is to introduce high-efficiency transportation system, in this case Hyperloop train. Hyperloop train is a train inside a vacuum tube in order to reduce air resistance and achieve less energy consumption. The Hyperloop train is significantly faster than traditional rail system. It can be scaled up to 700 miles an hour. There is one Hyperloop venture aiming to connect the Indian cities Pune and Mumbai. Other routes have been proposed in the USA and Europe. Elon Musk wrote a paper about Hyperloop tech in 2013 and proposed a line between Los Angeles and San Francisco. The estimated cost is $6 billion, and the price of the ticket would be $20. In my opinion, if we apply this technology on a smaller network like Sydney to connect Sydney-siders, that would cost less and even the price ticket would be less than $20. Hyperloop train has many advantages. One of these advantages is employment. It would create two types of employments: short-term employment by creating construction employment, and long-term by making people connected to the city in a faster way. Therefore, transportation won't be an obstacle anymore, and that provides more job opportunities, hence employment is increased. Since Australia is a large country, providing a strong infrastructure would allow us to expand the city and establish a new construction project. Hence, new houses can be built farther from the city, which means cheaper prices. Also, Hyperloop train will provide easier access to educational centers such as TAFE and universities. A recent study by CSU in the USA has investigated the positive impacts of providing a good transportation system. Based on the study, there was an increase of 3.1% in employment, poverty decreased by 12.9, and poverty values increased by 3.5% over the long term. In my opinion, providing a high-efficiency transportation system will be the foundation to achieve people-centered goals. Once you have a Hyperloop train system, you will create the employments for short term and long term, as we mentioned before. For example, if a person find a job on the other side of the city, that wouldn't be a problem because we have a high transportation system. So he would get the job, and that will increase the total income for the people in the society. Also, we would have the chance to expand our city and make more houses affordable. That would that will bridge the gap between prices and rents and people income. As well as once you have a Hyperloop train, you will have educational accessibilities for universities and TAFEs and most educational centers.